Longview High School. We have a few parents that are strolling on in, but we'll go ahead and get started because we understand the value of time, and our counselors have quite a bit of information to get through. So, I know we have our clicker up there. Can you go ahead and go to slide 2, sweetheart? One more. 3, I think. Awesome. We'll go ahead with introductions. My name is Miss Allen. I am your head of school, which in other terms of IB world, but I'm your principal here at Longview High School. And we'll start off by introducing our other administrators that are here tonight. So all the other administrators, can you guys please come to the stage? Thank you, Ms. Shepherd. Ms. Piggy. I have a couple, I guess, are out helping. Yeah, Ms. Piggy.
Good evening, everybody. My name is John Gross. I'm the CTE director. The CTE building is the big building, 2-story building, right next to this one. We cover everything career and technology.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Shepherd, and I'm the administrator that's over our special programs in the area of our special education department.
Hello, I'm Nastasia Fortune. I handle all things IB, NYP, the diploma program as well, and I also handle 9th grade and 10th grade English.
My name is Chuck Isaac. I'm an assistant principal. I'm over restoration of the young men on the campus and all social studies.
Good evening. My name is Nikisha Adams Pegues. I am Dean of Instructional Curriculum, and I'm basically all things academic across the board.
All right, we do have Mr. Ramon Hernandez, who is our associate principal, and Ms. Sonia Jones, who's also assistant principal, that deals with our science and girls discipline. And so they can now be with us. Our next group of wonderful people we have is our counselors, the ladies that make things happen. Come on down. My clicker. Copy. Can someone grab the other ladies out front and maybe give them a break so our families can be their counselors?
Okay, we're going to go ahead. We have a couple of counselors that are coming in. It's so exciting to have you here. Great turnout. My name is Julie Guidry. I am one of the counselors. I work with 9th through 11th. First part of the alphabet by last name, I work through A through E. So I keep those students from 9th grade all the way through 11th.
My name is Christy Cameron. I also work with students 9 through 11. I have the very end of the alphabet, R-O-D through Z.
Hi, my name is Debbie Kruger, and I am the CTE counselor.
Tyranny Bell. I do dual credit for all grades 9 through 12.
Dawn Spencer, L-I through R-O-C, they call me Miss Leroy, 9 through 11.
Christy Simmons, I have the alphabet, F through L-E, 9 through 11.
Good evening, welcome. I'm Beverly Coker, and I am the IB coordinator / counselor.
All right, in the state of Texas, we have certain requirements for graduation. Longview ISD requires all students to have 28 credits towards graduation. And a credit is just a unit of measurement to explain when a student successfully passes a course. A one-semester course is a half a credit, and a year-long course is a full credit. Our students now graduate under the foundation plan. The foundation plan, we require 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 4 years of science, and 4 years of social studies, 2 years of the same foreign language. So in other words, you wouldn't be able to do one Spanish or one French. It has to be 2 years of the same, 1 fine art credit, and 1 PE credit. All right, the state of Texas also requires students to complete an endorsement. Options include through the STEM route, science, technology, engineering, or math, business, public services, arts and humanities, or multidisciplinary studies, and some students do get more than 1 endorsement. So as we meet with your students over the next couple of weeks, they will go ahead and choose a pathway. Then once they start their freshman year, they will not be able to change endorsements after that. They won't have time to complete an endorsement after their freshman year. Next slide. All right, so students can graduate with distinguished achievement, which would be 4 credits in math, including Algebra 2, 4 credits in science, and completion of at least 1 endorsement. Performance acknowledgments would be through getting 12 hours of college credit at the same time that you're in high school.
Can I say this real quick?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm coming to the back. One that everything's fine, because I need you to clearly understand parents and students. What she said about endorsement. Whatever pathway you pick, 9th grade is the first section we have that basically has to complete stuff. Your endorsement, meaning when I start, I must finish. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot come over here and be like, I want to start cosmetology, I don't like it. So next year I want to go to business, I don't like that, and then I want to go to wellness.
room for 3 or 4 electives, but it depends on if the classes are double blocked, if they're in athletics and so on.
So our people have a choice, right? You pick, I'm further out too, okay? So you probably pick 2 of your top 1, freshman year. One of the sophomore year pick. One of those 2, you gotta stick with for the rest of the time, you know what I'm saying? Any questions about that? I need you to clear that, because my cameras are a little light bulb. And I need that sometimes y'all think that it's really a bit, oh, that sounds so sweet. I need you to understand. That's why Alan said, Alan, go to curriculum. I need them to be clear. Are there any questions about that piece? All right, thank y'all.
Okay, so back to the performance acknowledgements. You can also receive one for scoring a 3 or higher on an AP exam, for completing 2 paths of foreign language, getting a 28 composite score on your ACT, or a 1310 composite score on your SAT, or earn a nationally recognized license or certification. Global Scholar recognition, Texas Scholars would be a foundation plan with an endorsement and Algebra 2, and a Texas Scholar with Merit would be the foundation plan with endorsement and a math course higher than Algebra 2 that requires Algebra 2 before you can take it. Next slide. All right, our core subjects, again, 4 years of English, math, science, and social studies. So we have English 1, 2, and 3, and then their senior year, you can either take business English or English 4 or dual credit, math, algebra 1 and 2, geometry, and then a 4th math from those listed, financial math, pre-calculus, calculus, and other dual credit classes, sciences, biology, chemistry, principles of technology or physics, and then the 4th math can be chosen from forensics, astronomy, anatomy and physiology, animal science, or advanced biology, chemistry, or physics. And then social studies, world geography, world history, U.S. history, and government and economics.
On this previous, can you go back to that screen real quick? On this, you'll see that this says IB World Geography. If that is not IB, can we explain what we are IB school? So all of our teaching classes, teaching philosophy is based upon the IB philosophy.
So you'll see on your child's schedule, NYP, IB. Do not get confused. We have a lot of parents asking questions about that. My child's not in IB. We're an IB school, so don't freak out about that at all. All classes will have IB or NYP, and y'all should be familiar with the NYP for middle school. So just know they all will have an IB later.
I always have a lot of students come up and say, but I didn't want an IB. And in a few minutes, we'll show you how a schedule of classes will look and how you can tell if it's an IS within the IB track. So we'll show you that in a minute. But I want you to notice that we teach with an IB philosophy throughout all grades, even if you're not in the IB program.
Your counselor will be Ms. Coker if your child selects to go that pathway with IS. So there's another easy way to know if your child is truly in IS and want to do IB versus our IB pathway that we have for everyone.
All right, your physical education requirement can come from PE, athletics, band. If you're in band, it does take you 2 years to complete the physical education requirement. You'll get a half a credit your freshman year and a half a credit your sophomore year. You can get it from BUET prep, being on the drill team line as a BUET, cheerleading, dance, or ROTC. Your fine arts credit can also come from art, band. Again, it will take you 2 years to complete your fine art credit for band. So say you come in your freshman year and you do band and then you get out, the next year you'll have to take PE and fine art because you didn't complete those credits. It could also come from choir, dance, floral design, or our theater arts department. Okay. Okay, sometimes we have students come to us from a middle school that only received a half a credit. They'll come to us and say, but I took Spanish, this is for your foreign language. If you only receive a half a credit for Spanish 1, we will start you over next year and take a full year of Spanish 1. All right, and then I think our next slide, discussing our GPA averages, and we have Ms. Coker.
I'll be short, I promise. If you look at the GPA average, do you have the scale sheet? It should be push the next slide, please. Can you just give them an overview of how those classes are weighted? Okay, so this is very important. Your rank is determined by what GPA scale you are on in your 4 core classes. That's every year. That's your English class, your math class, your science class, and your social studies class. Those 4 classes every year will determine your ranking GPA, which is your class rank. Any questions on that? So say for instance, in the 9th grade, the only class that we require students to do for being on the 5.0 scale is going to be IS and honors. That's for grades 9 and 10. So say for instance, if I take honors English and then I decide I want to take regular math, regular world history, and regular science, those 3 classes are going to fall on a 4.0 scale. So what happens then, you're looking at falling from the middle of your class and below. I strongly urge you, not all of us can do pre-AP classes or IS classes. I strongly urge you to at least try, especially my athletes, because I want you to understand the higher your GPA is, the lower you have to make on your ACT test or a SAT test to be cleared by clearinghouse. And I know all of y'all watch the games, and it always pops up NCAA clearinghouse. So what that means, if you do not have the GPA, the core classes, and the ACT or SAT score, you are ineligible for scholarships. Division I has a category, Division II has a category, Division III, and your junior colleges. So guys, when you meet with your counselors, and young ladies, when you meet with your counselors, if you're looking to receive a scholarship in athletics, make sure you're on the right path. And I will tell you, 89s through 80, you automatically fall with 3 points. So if you're playing around the 88, 89, 87 mark, you need to burn the midnight oil a little bit more in those core classes and pull those grades up to a 90. Okay? So dual credit in AP classes will fall on a 5.5 scale. And then of course, IB, which doesn't start until grades 11 and 12, will be on a 6.0 scale.
So if I did not make that clear, make sure you talk to your counselor. Make yourself a note where you can get clarification. Parents, we want you involved with us. If you have any questions, just shoot us an email or give us a call. The GPA scale? The next slide. So this is how the GPA scale looks. So say for instance going across, if you make a 90 in a regular class, you're only going to get 3.1 quality points. In pre-AP and IS classes,
It's a 3.0
3 point, oh, okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. I'm sorry, y'all, I can't see. Thank you for correcting me. Pre-AP and pre-IB and which is IS, it would be a 4-point scale. You would get 4 quality points. AP dual credit, 4.5, and then of course IB, 5 points. Those are only for your core classes, your English, your math, your science, and your social studies. That's every year. So I guess I'm ready to talk about IB. I did bring some sheets.
Ms. Hooker, can we go to one other slide? Can you click the
Sure.
next slide before you, Ms. Hooker, jump in? I think you want to.
Okay.
Click the next slide, sweetheart.
Next slide.
Tell them the next right there, yes. So this, you guys, is a comparison, and I think it's in your packet, so you can actually visually see if you have a student that's straight IB with the exact same grade, what their weighted GPA is. So if I'm in IB, dual credit, and then we also have a career pathway program. So just knowing how you can make the same grade in IB and your weighted GPA is a 5.475. Dual credit, the same classes, but your GPA is a 4.975. So that's kind of how the GPA works. Regular, you're going to have the same classes, you can make the exact same grade, but your GPA will be lower. It's an average of it. And that gets a little confusing to the students, also with the parents. So just know this is just a visual. You can use that other chart to put grades on there to see how the GPA would reflect. So this is very important, so you'll have a sample on how that GPA works. Okay, next slide, and Ms. Cobra, I think it's there we go.
Okay, finally me, the IB program. In the IB program, we are trying to prepare our students for college as well as be the whole person. We practice enhancing our critical thinking skills and our analytical thinking skills. We do a lot of writing, we do a lot of speaking, and we look at everything that's going on around us globally. We look at leadership skills, community service. For the ones of you that are interested in IB and did not receive a form up front, I meet individually with all of my students and parents that are interested in the IB program. So I'm not going to go over all of the slides. I will tell you one change that we incorporated this year. Our students also can receive dual credit in grades 11 and 12. Now, once they get the diploma their senior year, they can get 24 college hours. Okay? Now, there are other opportunities that students can receive college credit, which is through AP exams. You, as ninth graders, you will not take AP exam, but the 10th grade, your first AP test will be world history. If you make at least the 3, depending on where you're going to college, you can receive college credit for that class. So when I meet with my parents, we'll go over all of that. I don't know if my email is in the packet, but it's bacoker@lisd.org, and my telephone number is 903-663-7142. So please call me so that we can schedule appointments. I have already started appointments. So I look forward to working with each and every one of you. And just remember, even though we have certain letters of the alphabet or certain departments, if you need a counselor, all of us are readily available and willing to help.
Good evening, my name is Tyranny Bell, and I do academic dual credit here at Longview High School. Next slide, please. It'll say dual credit, keep going. If you click my QR code, if you have any questions that you want to know anything and everything about dual credit, please click the QR code, ask the questions. I have space there for you to leave your information. Next slide, please. So take a deep breath. You have students who will be freshmen in August. And that's scary because you don't know what's going on if you haven't had a student that's been here prior. I know we're giving you a lot of information. Please click that QR code. It takes you to my site. It gives you information on all things dual credit. Dual credit means that your student can take a college course while they're in high school. Our students here at Longview have an opportunity to earn an actual associate's degree. It's an Associate of Science or Associate of Arts degree. And some of your students may be able to earn that associate's degree without paying a dime. Because of a new House bill that passed here in Texas, House Bill 8 in the federal government, they determined that students, if they meet certain qualifications, can go to college for free. What they want is students to be able to go out into the workforce and actually begin work when they leave high school. So that's why Kilgore College is one of the schools that we definitely partner with. And you're able to take classes, you don't have to pay for books or tuition, you're able to get an associate's degree and not have to pay anything for it. So that is an awesome opportunity. That information is found on our website. And so click on the QR code, it'll take you to that, it'll give you some additional information for you to review. Next slide, please. What I put here for you was just information regarding how to understand when we talk about how many credit hours, core hours, and how many hours it takes to earn an associate's degree and things of that nature. Ninth grade students coming in, they're only allowed to take one dual credit class in the fall and one in the spring. The class that they would take depends upon what their overall goal is, or what your overall goal is for them. If they're just going to get some core classes, and again, we say core, meaning there's certain classes, if I wanted to be a lawyer, if I wanted to be a nurse, everybody has a base that they have to go by. So that art appreciation and public speaking are two of those core classes. They can take that. They also can take a sociology or a learning framework class, which is a core class for those students who are seeking the degree. So they only have a choice of 4 classes to take. So once your counselor, you and your student, your family sits down with the counselor and discusses what they want to do, if dual credit is something that you want to do, these are the only 4 classes you'll be able to do. You can only take one per semester. Next slide, please. And how dual credit works, it manipulates itself into your high school so that if you look at where it says core plan, everybody has to take an English, everybody has to take a math, a science, and a history. Then dual credit comes in to some of those electives that you have. Because we have 9 class periods we have to fill on your schedule, dual credit can be one of those classes that you take to help you earn either core curriculum or the associate degree. Next slide, please. Now, how you're going to do that, coming in as freshmen, you all have to take what we call a TSI test. And that test is going to test your reading, writing, and math skills. Okay? So what I do is, by the end of the month, your counselors at the middle school will have what I call a pre-TSI test. They're going to send that to you, and they'll get all the information to the students. All students are eligible to take it. It's a test that Longview High School pays for. And so they're able to take the pre-test. Now, the pre-test can be done at home, so I don't need you to help them do it. The pre-test is going to determine what your student can do. And it doesn't help you to help them do the test if they can't do it on their own. So once they get finished with the pre-test, I get all those results back from the middle schools, then I'll go over to the middle schools and actually conduct the TSI test. And I go to every campus and do the test.
And Ms. Bellette, we also test in the summer. We're here all summer long, so we're actually here. And we are available, so if they're absent or they miss the TSI test on the middle school campus, we are available for them to come to the high school during the summer to make it happen as well. So just FYI.
And we also have a TSI boot camp that we do during the summer. So if they didn't do well on the test when they actually take it at their campus, their middle school campus, they can come to the boot camp this summer and work on whatever skills that they're missing and then retest again.
Ms. Bell, so if my baby comes in, she takes TSI in middle school, in the 8th grade year, or she takes it in the summer, and she passes math, and she passes reading and writing, does she have to take it again if she wants to take dual credit classes? Let's say her sophomore year.
No, once you take it, it's good for 5 years.
Once you knock it out, y'all, you are free to sign up for college courses. If you don't knock it out, you have to do this prior to. So what we end up having, she ends up having a lot of juniors who come to her now and they're like, well, I know I want to get my income taken care of before I go to college. And they think they can just go to her and sign up for it. They can't. You have to get through this step before you can sign up for a college class in high school.
And it's free. We pay for it. It's in the budget. So we make it happen. If they take it 3 times, it's free. We just want them TSI
Oh, wait.
certified.
No. I don't let you go that many, I'm so sorry. We will, but yeah. I'm gonna need you to get a little more knowledge. And what I want you all to do, I have we use Remind for right now here. And so I did create a Remind classroom for this incoming group. You're gonna text that 81010, and then you're gonna on the message, you're gonna do add 2029 logos. And then what I'll do is I send out an announcement saying, okay, your students should have received this. I'm testing these dates. These are dates you can come. And so I know everybody doesn't like getting out of class, of course, and test at their school. So I will be offering some Saturday times that y'all can come and come test here at the high school and make that available for you as well. Okay, I'll go back in and look at it, but y'all look at your paper, I'll go over here now and fix it. But yeah, you'll be able to get there, and I'll put out announcements. And what I use it for is, like today, I had a class that had to move because it was too large. So I text to the students, and you as a parent can be a part of it, your student as well. Hey, look, we had to move our class to the little theater because our class was too big. So I send that out to them, and of course they say, well, we don't have our phones out. Yes, you do. So look at your phone, and you'll see my announcement that this is what we had to do for that day. So If you have questions, my information is located in this information. Please feel free to call me. I also have 5, 7, 9, 10 other jobs, so I might not be prompt, but I'm gonna get back to you. What? The code, once I go back over here and see what's wrong with it, yes, it'll be what I keep the whole time. So I won't change it, I'll keep the same code so that's what once you sign up with for that code, it'll be the one you have.
Ms. Bell, we'll have them sign up when we go to the middle school.
Yes.
We'll have that information and let them sign up for e-mic when we're doing questions.
Yes, ma'am, but you as a parent can as well. And I encourage that because sometimes you prodding and telling them what we said is wonderful for us because they'll respond to you. If you have questions, I'm gonna be here a few minutes after, so if you have questions or things you wanna ask, please feel free to do so. Thank you, and we welcome you all.
Next slide, please. All right, once again, I'm John Gross. I'm the CTE director here at Longview High School. These are all the CTE programs that we offer here at Longview High School. Agriculture, HVAC, plumbing, animation, audiovisual production, video game design, accounting, business management, cosmetology, barbering, education, teaching and coaching, chemical processes, nursing, exercise science, culinary arts, law enforcement, and this is one that we are particularly excited about that we are starting new for next year. We are starting our fire academy, and we are reaching out to our freshman class that's coming in next year that will start with you. So any of you parents, and let me just explain how this is going to work. This is a 4-year pathway. They'll take basically the intro to law class their freshman year. The sophomore year, they would take a class called disaster management, and then the actual fire academy itself would start their junior year. Longview Fire Department now is able to hire firefighters at the age of 18. So once they get out of here and they get that first level of certification, they can go to work for Longview Fire Department. If your child is interested in that, please get with myself or email me at jgross. My email address will come up here in a second, jgross@lisd.org, or Ms. Kruger. She's our CTE counselor, if you'll raise your hand, Ms. Kruger. But some of our other programs, one of our most popular programs is welding, engineering, that encompasses TSA and Project Lead the Way, computer science, and another one of our really popular programs is automotive. And guys, read the bottom of that right there. There are 2 types of dual credit. There's academic dual credit that you have to pass the TSI on, and then what we do in the CTE building is called workforce dual credit. Over 90% of the classes that we offer in the CTE building, whether they're ag, automotive, welding, all of those are workforce dual credit, and your child has a chance to walk out at the end of 4 years with some type of certification in whatever field that they have. One of the things that's cool about our building is that your child has the opportunity to get that certification.
Can you go into specificities with the parents about certification and IBCs and what that actually means?
Yeah. A certification, or an IBC. An IBC is an industry-based certification. You take our food science with Meat Lab. We have a fully functioning meat lab over there by the baseball park. When those kids go through that program, by the end of it, they will have an industry-based certification in basically meat science. And that allows them to go and work as a butcher somewhere. When we talk about nursing, there's actually 3 different certifications that those students will get in the nursing program. I keep wanting to say EMT, but it's not EMT. Phlebotomy, EKG. Yes. So, but those are the certifications that we're talking about they get, and they're also getting that workforce dual credit, and every bit of that is free. The kids don't pay for any of that, and that starts their freshman year. And that's for 90% of our classes in the CTE building. All right, you can go to the next one. One other thing I want to bring up, we kind of skipped over this slide, that part of the IB program that we added this year is called the Career Path program. And one of the things that allows students to do you're one of those kids, you really want to take some of those IB classes your junior and senior year, you're really interested in that level of work that you're going to have to do in an IB course, but you don't want to give up the electives that you have in the CTE building. One of my students back here, she's a sophomore, she's going to be a junior next year. She's one of our top-notch culinary kids. She's thinking about the CTE program because she wants to continue studying culinary arts and other things. So that is, just know, starting your junior year, if your child still wants to have that level of rigor in some of those academic classes with IB, we have the flexibility now with CP to allow them to continue on with some of their electives that they enjoy doing. Thank y'all.
Good evening, parents and eighth graders. This is such a beautiful audience this evening. If you could see how beautiful you are from this point. It is such a joy to be here tonight with you to speak to you about AVID. What is AVID? AVID stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. Now, when you think about AVID, you have to understand that AVID was created for students who fall in the academic middle. Parents, what I want to say to you tonight is that if you're concerned about your child, if they seem to be a little disinterested in their studies, if they are not as focused as they need to be in their studies, if they need a boost to improve. How many believe your child may need a boost? They need, oh, I see hands in the audience. With AVID, we have a program that our foundational academic program is known as WICOR. WICOR. Every day, students in AVID write. They inquire. They ask higher level thinking questions. They collaborate with one another. Pretty much 98% or more of our classrooms are cooperative learning locations where our students can learn together. And they have to ask 3 before they come to me at their table. And they collaborate. Teamwork makes the... Oh yes, you know what I'm talking about. Very good. Now, WICO stands for organization. Students have to be organized. Loose papers get lost. And students learn how to be organized. They learn, finally, they read. They're reading every day. Approximately 2.5 hours ago in 9th period, our students did a Socratic seminar. I wish you could have seen, I had a video to show you, and how we often relate our curriculum to what's going on in the world. And your child, if they're in AVID, automatically their grades will get better. They will be encouraged not to just accept a passing score. I just want to pass. That's not sufficient. Good, better, best, never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. Grades will definitely improve. We will, in the process of getting our tutors coming from the local colleges to come in and tutor our students. We have the tutoring model for our students. One thing about AVID, many people ask questions about AVID. What is AVID? AVID is not one thing. It's many things. AVID is not just what we do in the classroom. It's what we do outside the classroom. It's field trips. It is academic visits to colleges. We just went to Texas State technical college. We're getting ready to go to colleges in the Dallas and Fort Worth area. Our students learn. Avid supports all 4 academic core areas: math, science, social studies, and ELA. Our students, when they are completed with their Avid work, they have an opportunity to tackle their academics, and we support that. We talked about the college visits. We have 4 to 5 various college visits. And finally, there are scholarships at the end of the rainbow. There are scholarships for our students. We are working with a billion-dollar company right now. We're trying to put together a partnership with that company, someone that I know there, with the Avid program on a national level, and we want our students at Longview ISD to be the beneficiaries of those scholarships. I tell my students this every day, almost every day. They are so blessed to be in Longview ISD. Miss Allen, our principal, I let them know this because this school, and we owe a lot to Mr. Brewer, our dear departed principal. He wanted every program at this campus that would help students succeed. The IB program, AP classes, dual credit classes, the Avid program, so your child can succeed. He was totally dedicated to every child's success. And the good thing is, most of it, you don't have to take any money out of your pocket. They can take the SAT, they can take the ACT. And I'm constantly hearing in the presentations, it's free in Longview ISD. You have landed in a great place, and tonight, I will be out in the foyer. I have a packet of information front and back. 8th graders, this is for you to read about the Avid program, because you understand, Avid is not a class. It is a program. So you're in it from 9th grade to 12th grade. And we have a special recognition ceremony for you when you become a senior. Last year we had our first 3 graduates, and this year we will have approximately 10 to 12. Parents, this white 2-page information packet is for you. You can realize and read why Avid is excellent for your child. It's the answer you've been looking for, and your child will flourish. And finally, the Avid application. Your child will need to complete it, and you will need to sign showing your support. And this, as I stated, this is such a beautiful audience tonight. The parents, if you could give your child a hand clap, because for believing in their future success here at Longview High School. And young people, 8th graders, stand up and give your parents a standing ovation, because after working today and after doing all their work, they brought you here because they believe in you. Thank you.
Good evening, parents and students. Welcome to Longview High School. My name is Janine Brandon. I'm the district coordinator for UIL Academics. And so we have competition teams. Our competition begins in 2nd grade. It goes all the way through 12. Just students, would you raise your hand if you've ever competed in UIL Academics? Your school might have just said UIL. We're having UIL competition. Great. We want you here at Longview High School. We want you to be a part of our team. These are some of or all of the events that we offer at Longview High School. So as you can see, there are more events here. Some of them have classes, offer a class, others do not. For example, accounting. It is a class. It's in the CTE program. So if you have any desire to become an accountant someday, take that class and compete with us for UIL academics. We have computer science is another one that's in the CTE category, and we have a great team. They are doing well this year. They have always in the past. So we just have a great team and wonderful coaches. Another one would be journalism. If you are interested in being a writer, please sign up for journalism. I know our coach is here. Could you give a wave? Coach Counts, he's right there. See him in the front? Okay. And so anyway, I'm going to go through real quickly one-act play. I bet y'all seen some of our plays here at Longview High School. We do really well. They're starting on their one-act play now, so they'll be competing soon. Let's see, robotics. We do not have a robotics class here at Longview High School. We want to have one, but we need students. So if you're interested in making robots, that's what we do. We actually start from scratch, build robots. We work with computer science to program them, and then we compete. So please sign up with your counselor, one of the high school counselors. Let them know that you're interested, and maybe we'll have a class. Hopefully we'll have a class for you. Okay, so that's robotics. We move on down. I'd like to go to, there are just so many, the debate. We also would like to build our debate program here. So if you like to speak, you like to, I always say argue, but we just returned from Austin from the state competition. And I was fortunate enough, I got to go and participate. Actually, I was a clerk for the state Congress. And they competed at the University of Texas. And we also competed at the state capitol. So if you're interested in that, please sign up for debate. Tell your counselor and sign up. It isn't elected. Also, there's so many of these events, and if you'll go to the next slide, this is how you would sign up. Pam Mercer-McWilliams, our theater director here at Longview High School, is also our coordinator. Heather Downs is our math teacher, so if any of y'all have been in math and science, the TSMCA, then you would talk to Heather Downs. And I'm Janine Brandon. Okay, I'm the district coordinator, but I am here at Longview High School. I teach a UIL prep class, so I help the students, whatever they are going to compete in. We do current events, we do speaking events. I'm also working with the debate team at this time. So anyway, there's so many opportunities. I would like for y'all, and you'll have this in your handout, go to the state website and you can read about it and get inspired. There's so many opportunities for you. We also, if you ever go to state, we compete district, regionals, and state. Okay? And if you ever go to state, you qualify for a ton of scholarships. It's called TILF, T-I-L-F. And you can find that information on this website. And on the next slide, I have a QR code. And not only do I have it here and it's in your handout, I have posted some of these around. So if you miss getting the QR code, you can also scan it out in the hallway. But welcome to Longview High School. We want you to continue your studies. Longview High School has so much to offer. It has something for everyone. And that makes me so happy. It makes me wish I were in high school again. But yeah, so welcome, and we're really excited about having you here. And thank you so much.
Next slide. Y'all, we're cognizant of your time. I do apologize. We know it's 6:30 and we're about to get through this quickly. Here we go.
Just the main thing, and I'll let you guys know just my background. I was actually Miss Pegues a couple of years ago with curriculum and instruction. That's our baby. It's still my baby. It's hard to give it up sometimes. I can't even give it to her. She does an amazing job with it. So what you have up here is this 8th grade STAR test. and you're like 8th grade, high school. You guys, that determines a lot of the classes your child will be able to take, how they perform on their 8th grade STAR assessment. Reading, Algebra 1, or even 8th grade math, science, social studies. We need those students, we need y'all 8th graders performing at the master's level. We don't want you just hitting approaches, we need you at meets and masters. You do not want to have to be double blocked. So we're a block schedule, so your child will have reading every day depending on how they perform. If they take care of business, they have it every other day. And so we want your babies to know that we want them to have the 3 and 4 electives, the platter to eat from in the CTE building. But they have to make sure that they take care of their reading and their math, especially in 8th grade, in order for that to happen.
Y'all, I'm all about understanding, so I try to speak as clear as possible. Your child has been taking a STAR test since they were in 3rd grade. And so sometimes we get complacent. And sometimes we don't even necessarily really look at that. What I need you to clearly understand, when your child gets their scores, it's going to fall in 3 categories. You'll either hear that my child approached, my child met, or my child mastered. What that means is the grade they made. If it's approaching, the state is saying your child is approaching 8th grade level. If it's meet, let's say if it was in math and they got approaching, they're not on level, they are approaching level. If they get meet, that means that your child, according to the state of Texas, is meeting or on 8th grade level. If they mastered, it means that your child mastered 8th grade content. I say that to say, if you get an approaches score, why would you want us to put your child in a higher level class if they're not even on level? I'm very upfront and honest. I don't like cloudy situations. Don't get me wrong, we work with everybody, but I like for you to have a clear understanding of the reason we do what we do. So this test is important. So when we tell you, when your child takes this 8th grade STAR test, they need to focus and do their absolute best. Because we are taking data to say where your child is going to start at Longview High School and where we got to get them to. If they come to us approaching, we're not going to say that, we're not going to keep them approaching the entire career. Our intent is to get them above level. But we got to start somewhere and we got to take the data they give us. Okay? So with that being said, they really need to focus on what's happening in class now and do their absolute best. Another thing I need you to clearly understand is when you come to high school, students and parents, it's like a restart. This is where the class ranking they talked about starts to count. You will really start your academic growth and progress and measures and success 9th grade year. 8th grade puts you at the starting line. Actual 9th grade is when we say go. And the race begins. And you have 4 years to complete it, to do your absolute best. It does go fast, quicker than you really think. But parents, I want you to understand what this means and what we're doing. So what happens is my boss, who just told you she was over curriculum here, when those scores come in, we get your 8th grade scores. We do. And we look at all 600 and something of y'all. And we put you in a list, and then we're like, if your child is performing in the lower quintile, y'all are going to double block them, which is going to take a class. And so when you're like, why my child gotta take math every day? Because your child did not perform close to on level, and we gotta get them there. Because once they get in high school, they must pass 5 tests in order to graduate. They gotta pass a math, which is Algebra 1. Some of them may knock it out this year in 8th grade. They have to pass English 1, biology, English 2, and U.S. history. They will take that test as many times as is needed for them to pass. And so we're trying our best to make sure they do it the first time. That's the goal. And not only pass it the first time, approaches is not our friend. Students, we don't do approaches at Longview High School. Approaching level is not passing. It means you're getting there. We strive for the best. So you're either going to be on level, our goal, or get you above level. Awesome.
You guys, I think Ms. Guidry will end it, but just parents, be cognitive, take advantage of every opportunity we have here at Longview High School. This is my 10th year here, and that was very important when we started this. We have welding, we have cosmetology, we have something for everyone. So you need to find what you're passionate about and jump on it. Okay, and Ms. Bell, she thinks the code is working now, so that code for dual credit, if that's something you still wanted to do, the class of 2029, that's the remind code, I'm sorry, Ms. Bell, but that code is available. But parents, get with your babies and make a plan, and let's make it happen. I have one myself, and we have a plan. We gotta make it happen, because it will be the fastest 4 years ever. And before Ms. Guidry ends, I do want to say just thank you guys for coming out. This is an amazing crowd, and I'm excited already about the parent involvement that we are going to have from the class of 2029.
Okay, next slide. Okay, should be one before that one. Okay, so our upcoming schedule starts tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be starting at Forest Park. We will be there for the week, and we will be scheduling all those students. Now what you're going to see come home, and you have one in your hand, we have one up front. We will fill these out with your student. We would love for you to fill this out with your student. Sit down with your student, and like I said, we'll be at Forest Park. You can kind of see the dates that we will be there. Some of you have, a couple weeks or a week or so to think about and look at that. There was some packets sent home with pathways that the Cape building provided, so you could see all the opportunities we have. But like I said, we will fill this out with your student, and we will send it home for you to look over and sign and send back. So this is very important. If you have any questions about what we are talking to the students about, we have included all our emails and which counselor will be handling your student. So be sure to look at this. Also, requested class. This is very important, and I want to explain to you why. It's not that requested classes will not be changed after spring break, and this is the reason. Once spring break comes, we look at all those requests and we set class sizes, because we don't want classes with 30 and something with 5. So what we do is we look at those class sizes, then we determine how many sections we need. Now once class gets started, and let's say your student got into class and they don't like cooking, so they come to us a week later and say, I went out of cooking, I thought I'd be fine. Well, we've already set those class sizes. So that is the reason we do not change schedules. So it's very, very important for you to make good choices. Because once, after spring break, we have to look at a lot of data. We have a huge campus of 2,400 students. So if we change one schedule, we'd have to change somebody else's. So we just decide that unless it's an administrative request or, someone has made a team, there are some reasons. At the high school level, you have to try out for sports. So we may sign your student up for PE. Then once they go to, attend the training camps over the summer, they do their football, they do their basketball, that coach will send us a list of, okay, these students have participated during their summer workouts and we want them in football. So at that time, we'll drop that PE and put in football. So there's a limited amount of what we'll do, like they said, star scores. So it may be that we have to change that, or if you add a dual credit. But please, please, please know that it's not that we're trying to, be mean, but we have to have that rule. Because once we get those numbers in, sections will be set. I mean, one student's fine, but you know, there's 680 something 8th graders right now. That's a lot of schedules. Okay, so we will be starting tomorrow at Forest Park. Next one, and I'm going to show you this. This is just what you'll fill out. This is the newer version. So please go over that with your student. If you fill this out at home and we send one back, you can just send the one that you filled out with your student with the signature. So we would prefer for you to do this, but we will sit down and talk with them. And once again, if you have any questions, you have our email. We're so excited about having them all here. And we would, you know, just email us if you have any concerns or questions. And I think next one. And the next one. All right, thank you for coming tonight. We're very excited, and we'll be seeing y'all in just a few months, and we'll see you at Forest Park tomorrow.